सबको नमस्कार. My cabinet colleagues, Dharmendra Pradhan ji and Dr. Virendra Kumar ji, Tamil Nadu's respected governor, Sri Ravi ji, somebody who's been an inspiration and an active guide, Dr. Krishna Gopal ji, Samkalp and its organizers and the brain behind Samkalp, Sri Rajkumar Bhatia ji and also Santosh Kumar Taneja ji, and the secretary Sri Anil Joshi ji, and the other respected dignitaries on the dais and also those before me. First, let me congratulate all those who have been given their awards and recognition today for having successfully cleared the UPSC, which is a very big aspirational career gateway. The moment you clear it, you know you're going to be ensured of a very prospective career, but more importantly that you also have a very big opportunity to serve the nation. So I would address it only from that point of view. Yes, you've gone into a service which ensures a full term till you retire, but more importantly, you're much more blessed than anybody else who finds a job anywhere else, in that this entails serving the country. You are serving the people directly. You're serving those who need government's hand-holding, and therefore at every point, I think what dominates the career that you hold is that you are at a reckoning position, you are at a very critical position, you're at the heart of decision making, you're also at the end of delivering every decision taken, and therefore there is no way in which I'll be accused of exaggerating the importance of the position you are going to be holding from the first posting that you get till the final posting before your retirement. At every stage, you are looked up with reverence, with respect. The common people think you are the only one who's going to give them the answer. And you're also there at the critical juncture, even if there are disastrous climate-related emergencies. So whether you're looking at regular course of implementing government's policy, or you're looking at contributing to policy making, or you're looking at delivering at the last mile to the person who wants help, it is you. And therefore today it is not just your career which has been ensured. You have the biggest responsibility for giving the common man of India the feeling that you are sensitive, you are ready to help, you are there with power to make a change. You're not with power and arrogance, you're with power to change in favor of the common man. In India, there's always a mixed emotion when people talk about bureaucracy. I hope I'm all right with English. Are you all right? Okay. Because I don't want to, after having heard Dharmendra Pradhan ji, I shouldn't enter into a Tamil or Hindi, which is going to be uncomfortable, because my Hindi is not very, and I don't feel proud about saying it, but it is a matter of a lived experience in a state which was full of anti-Hindi movements when I was in school and college. As a result, I've not had an opportunity, although I read, although I write, even now, Taneja ji asked me, will you be able to read the book in Hindi which is written by Krishna Gopal ji? Of course I'll read it. But the proficiency with which I can speak is not as good as anybody else who can do it. And that is because politics plays a part in India's education. In my case, learning Hindi was impossible in a Tamil Nadu. And as a result today, I don't still feel very confident when I stand up on a dais to speak in Hindi. I'll speak in Tamil, I'll speak in Telugu, I'll speak in English, but Hindi has its own difficulty. So pardon me for continuing with in Hindi, in English. But the point that I want to say, therefore, you are at the position of serving the people. Now, if you go back to what is today's context, I was telling you about how, about bureaucracy, there is always a mixed reaction in this country. Bureaucracy is seen as being very rigid. Bureaucracy is seen as too opaque and not transparent in their functioning. Bureaucracy is seen as so full of power but not wanting to serve. But yet, bureaucracy it is that all of us refer to for anything that we want. And my feeling working with some of the best bureaucrats is that they are all not of the same kind. And those who make a difference are the people who are sensitive, who keep the integrity right in place, who are dedicated, and who, after clearing the UPSC exam, doesn't think that is the end all of things. I've got a job, I'm fine for my life. No. Such bureaucrats who actually make a positive difference for the country are the ones who constantly learn. They learn from their experience. They learn from their seniors. They learn from the people who come and tell them, take care, you've done this, but it is not helping me. It is not helping my people. It should have been done this way. So at every stage after now, I would underline, it was one thing for you to have spent 1 full year or 2 full years in preparing for UPSC and clearing that exam. But your actual learning starts from now. It is now that you learn from the ground. You learn from your seniors' experience. You learn from your mentors. You learn from past experiences of people who tell you, last time meaning at least some years ago, we had somebody who was here who did it like this, but it didn't help us. So you are at an advantage to learn from so many different sources. So you should, I think today, rededicate yourself to do intense learning, but not the kind which helped you to pass the exam, but the kind which will help you to help common people. So that is one thing which I'll put before you. I'll also put before you that Honorable Prime Minister places a lot of importance on duty, kartavya. That is why you will see that Rajpath is not anymore Rajpath in this country, because there is no Raj. It is the duty with which each one of us are there, and therefore that Rajpath is now kartavya. One of the first things that Honorable Prime Minister did when he came to office in 2014 was to look at how bureaucracy on the whole can be made relevant for today's India. They should not be a residual memory of the imperial Raj, of the British Raj. We may have copied the system, the template, but does that template yield to India's conditions? There have been attempts severally earlier, but what Honorable Prime Minister has done this time is from 2014 he is talking about Mission Karma Yogi, which is nothing but keeping the bureaucracy in mind, bringing adaptations and changes so that bureaucracy serves the people rather than to think we are the bosses, we are the people who will decide what to do, and therefore have that ruler attitude. No, the bureaucracy is a serving person. He is not a ruler. He facilitates what the rulers, in the sense elected representatives, have decided that has to be done for the common people's good. So the bureaucracy is a facilitator. So Mission Karma Yogi, in which Honorable Prime Minister has invested a lot of his experience, having seen bureaucracy work with him in Gujarat, having seen how they can be modeled after serving India, particularly having seen Gujarat's earthquake, post which he became a chief minister, and in his experience what he expected the bureaucracy to do for the common people, not just when there is an emergency, but even otherwise. So Mission Karma Yogi, which is going on from 2014 till today, has actually brought in a lot of changes. In fact, a lot of such changes that bureaucracy will know that it is not for them to assume that I've got power now, I can do anything, but you're going to have to be a lot more responsive. One of the decisions, in fact, was also to take all officers who belong to Jammu and Kashmir back to Jammu and Kashmir, irrespective of the cadre in which they may be. Somebody would be in Assam or somebody might be in Karnataka, but if they belong to J&K, they were taken back there to say now J&K needs, after Article 370, it requires a lot more, making that state a lot more robust, a lot more yielding to the needs of the people there. They have been denied a lot of rights all these 70 years. So post 370, who will be the most appropriate to be there? People who are born there. People who were born probably not living there. So you were taken back. Those people were taken back to serve J&K. So that is one point I want to highlight, that a lot of tuning has happened in the civil service. And that is why today we refer to when Honorable Minister Dharmendra Pradhan said, the future of India is resting on your shoulders. It's a very, very potent sentence that he said, very powerful line, very rich line. It is so full of meanings and so full of, what it implies. It's all on your shoulders that the next 25 years, which we call as Amrit Kal, leading to India at 2047. So what is 2047 going to be? Is it going to be like any other year? No. We want 2047, a year by which India would be developed. Now, how is that going to be possible? It is going to be possible only by you young officers who in those 25 years will build and take your career forward and in the service of the people. And if you are not conscious that we are setting the goal today for a developed India by 2047, how will you serve the people of India? How and what kind of vision this statement has? You should live that statement through and make sure that the hardworking people, the people who are doing their own business or people who are doing their trade, have all got to have that opportunity to make sure by 2047 India becomes a developed country, for which, therefore, Amrit Kal is not just going to be Amrit Kal, it is going to be Kartavya Kal. It's going to be Kartavya Kal. All of us will have to actually dedicate ourselves to build this country. And to dedicate oneself to build this country, no better opportunity than this time, this moment, this event, when all of you all have received such kind of recognition. And therefore, I would appeal to you that India needs your dedication. India needs to have you upgrading your knowledge, upgrading your skills. And you need to have to practice a lot more working with the people and not remain aloof in your office. And finally, we need a lot more career plus things. I have my career, I can do it all, it's all right. I have nothing. I get my monthly salary, I'll get my pension. I have a beautifully given quarters for my family. My children get privileged education. No. I would humbly appeal to each one of you all that beyond your career, you should have one more thing on which you dedicate yourself. It could be that in your neighborhood, you help the poor children have that extra learning ability. Like what Samkalp has done, to provide free, absolutely free accommodation, free food, free coaching for those who desperately need it and who proved themselves by getting through this exam. As a career officer, career bureaucrat, don't stop with that. You can take up that one cause which is close to your heart and keep serving that. You may be getting transferred all over the country, but continue that one good work, wherever you are. I'll promote millets, Sri Anna. Throughout your life you do it, other than your career. I'll help Divyang students Minister Virendra Kumar is here, social welfare, he does so much of hard work. You want to help the young? Do it. You want to make sure that no village remains without a drinking water source? Do that. But take, other than your career, just one more such activity which will help the people who so desperately need it. So thank you for giving me this opportunity. All the very best to all of you.